I'm Deep Mahaman and you're watching the Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to the Redmen TV. If you just joined us on YouTube, hiya, how's it going? You alright? You look fantastic. I have with me in the studio Mr. Chris Page, Mr. Jack Hart and Mr. Stephen Atkinson. If you're a subscriber and you're watching this and you're wondering where the fuck was this at the end of the normal final word show, don't ask. Yesterday was a nightmare, and today has been similar but better, which is not saying much. But regardless, you don't.
Not finished recording yet. We don't know if it's recorded.
Yeah, let's find out. Anyway, okay, we're playing Fulham at the weekend, Chris.
Yay, we get to talk about this again.
Excuse me, we did record this yesterday, it's gone, so we're going to have to do it again, so excuse me while I plaster on a fake smile and plough through this shit one more time, to paraphrase Mr. Bill Hicks. Okay, we'll start with Steve, because he's new. Steve, we obviously got beat by Arsenal at the weekend. Fulham, how important is it that we bounce back to winning ways?
Oh, it's always important to bounce back after a defeat today. But Fulham are shocking away from home as well, aren't they? So we need to show if we want to challenge for fourth, we need to beat teams like that, especially at home.
Definitely. Jack, what about you, mate? Is this almost, and I know I don't want to jinx things too much, but is this Fulham a good side for us to play after playing Arsenal?
It feels like that, although our home record against them in recent years isn't fantastic. I think we've taken 2 wins out of the last 5. One of those was courtesy of an own goal. A couple of goalless draws thrown in there. Instinctively, though, I think it feels like the right game to be played, or the kind of game we want to play. Bouncing back is crucial, really, I think, after the doom and gloom of the result at the weekend. We've got the international break just coming up as well, so it would really be good to start off that next period, or to end this period and then lead into that run after the international break with 3 points. And
it's a fucking good way to go into the derby, isn't it, as well, getting another win. Yeah. It's fucking important to get a win under our belts before the derby.
I think there's a concern, isn't there, Chris, that we've got some really tough fixtures coming up between now and the turn of the year. Fulham's on paper, football's not playing on paper. This is one of the ones we should be expected to pick up points, and therefore we need to be winning the games that we're expected to win, I suppose.
Well, that's one thing that Rodgers has done really well over the last 8-9 months, isn't it? Really winning the games that we're supposed to win, and this is definitely falls into that category. I couldn't think of many teams better place to play at the moment. I wanted to play Fulham now, and I want us to go out there and fucking prove a point, start fucking quickly, and get the 3 points in the bag in the first 20-25 minutes.
You want to play them before y'all get sacked.
Yes.
Essentially. Interestingly on that, there was an interview, I think it's on the BBC website at the minute. I don't know whether it was from last weekend or it's going to be on Footy Focus this weekend, but Shahid Khan, the owners, basically talk about making no rash decisions. He doesn't agree with the very English mentality of booting managers out the window. Basically,
it's great for us. He's still the manager now. Hopefully he'll still be fucking the second time we played him this season.
Yeah, let's not get too carried away with the overconfidence. It's actually, I mean, Jack, that's quite a commendable sort of attitude to have, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is. I saw a sort of league ladder the other day, and I think Martin Jol was something like the 6th or 7th longest serving manager in English football. Brendan Rodgers was only something like 14th, 15th. So it says an awful lot, I think, about the state of the game at the moment in the country. It's quite sad, really, to see that the staff are discarded so quickly, really.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're gonna have a trivia question, because why not? Everyone likes a bit of trivia, don't they? Especially because I was meant to do it about 2 minutes ago, but I've remembered it's on. Trivia question this week: how many former Liverpool players have gone on to manage Fulham? How many former players have gone on to manage Fulham? We're going to have the rest of the show, we're going to have a little bit of music right at the end, and then after the music, at the very end of the video, we're going to come back and give you that trivia answer. So if you want to know the answer now, if you can't wait, skip on, but then skip back, and then we'll talk a bit more. Or just wait. I know we've got a very... people don't like waiting for stuff, do they?
No, it's a social media mentality, isn't it? One thinks now, right now, which is why I last 2 minutes in bed.
Excellent. There you go. Steve, what have you made of Fulham so far this season?
They're always the same, aren't they? They're always up and down. Like some games they look good. I think they won on opening day, didn't they? As Sunderland. Yeah, they looked all right. And normally away from home they're poor, aren't they? But I expect Fulham to be up and down all season. They'll probably end up in the bottom quarter. Come the end, like
they've got some good players though, haven't they?
They've always had good players. Berbatov's obviously class. Ryan Ruiz is good. But I don't know what it is. Well, I think away from home they're just really bad, aren't they? The form's always poor.
I feel like they added quite well in the summer, really, as well. I think they weren't one of the headline teams through the summer, but I think the players they did bring in looked quite good. Again, on paper, I'm not sure if things have quite played out as well as they'd have liked, really. But I think one of the important things they've done is they've beaten the teams that they've probably not been beating the teams they want to beat, but they've beaten the teams they need to beat. Sunderland, Palace and Stoke. I think they're only on 3 wins, but they're 3 big wins for them so far this season.
Yeah, definitely. They're just a perennial. They're just a Premier League team, aren't they? It's weird. This
Nothing about them, though, have they?
That's the thing.
They've got nothing about them. There's no sort of, you know, when you play Newcastle, it's going to be an out-and-out attacking football, don't you? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Same with Arsenal. There's just no blueprint there. It just seems to be a...
They like to play football, don't they? But because to be honest, when Roy Hodgson took over at Liverpool, I kind of, and it sounds perverse almost to say it in hindsight, kind of liked the way his Fulham team went about things. They had some good, solid players, and they played all right footy. You know, not enough to justify being given the Liverpool manager job by any stretch of the imagination. But I've always, because what I described them as in the first attempt at filming this show, is that they've got like a champ manager, footy manager team, haven't they? They've got a team full of players that you've heard of. Yeah. And if you were to come into the Premier League with a limited budget, they're the kind of players you would look to pick up. I mean, Berbatov's a class act, isn't he, when he wants to play? Although I did say he probably petitioned the Premier League to have pockets put in the shorts. And that would probably be the end of his career. Just see there, he'd have a pack of ciggies in one and a hand warmer in the other. Yeah, and he'd be fine.
A fucking hand warmer about now, you know.
Yeah,
in fact, it is.
It is chilly in here. Again, people who watch the Final Word show, we did the Final Word show in t-shirts, and they're very nice t-shirts as well. A little bit too cold. We nearly died of exposure. Nipples that could cut glass. We'll not delve into that any further. Let us know your thoughts if you're watching this. Let me know your thoughts on Fulham. Who do you think of the danger man there? Because I was looking around. We did Berbatov last season, but even Yol said that he blows hot and cold. You don't know what kind of player you're going to get. On the Squawker stats website, I think squawker.com, Steve Sidwell's actually the highest rated player this season, and that's for all round play, which because his face,
it's hilarious.
Just says it all, doesn't it? Like, but he's another example of another solid player. You know, he's played for top clubs. You know, they've got him and Scott Parker in the midfield's not too bad. Darren Bent's decent player if he gets on.
Goals,
nearly scored with a header, bizarrely enough, at the weekend, didn't he, against United? Like, they've got good players, but will they be able to do anything? That they never seem to be able to put it together.
The problem they seem to have is not knowing what the best team is. I think they change the wide positions and the attacking midfielders every game, game in, game out. I think they're built on quite solid foundations, but I don't think...
This does look like a character from a fucking Atari game, doesn't he? Like, you know, like Chuck Rock.
Yeah.
This season they just don't seem to have been working from the front, and it was highlighted the other day by Danny Murphy, who was doing the punditry on Match of the Day, and he was saying there was just no tracking back from Ruiz and Berbatov. And I think when you
shock on it, Berbatov in not tracking back, shocker there. Like,
I think they need everybody working this season, because I think they're in a more perilous position than they have been in the last few years.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. There's a possibility that Badiega might be injured as well. He went off, didn't he, at the weekend, which would be good, because he's one of those players. I mean, a typical Wigan player in the day, wasn't it? That he would seemingly crop up out of nowhere when you were like, comfortable win against the bottom half of the Premier League side. Fucking Udo Rocky pulls out a worldie for no reason whatsoever. So we definitely got to watch out for them. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Liverpool. Steve, for you, given the fact that obviously we lost to Arsenal, Brendan Rodgers has now got, I suppose to a certain extent, an excuse if he wanted to rotate systems or the starting 11. For you, what would you do? Would you change much or anything?
I think he's going to change personnel, not formation. I think Aga's going to come back in.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it was you said on Saturday, he's looking for an excuse to bring Aga back, and a 2-0 defeat away, he's obviously going to bring him back. I don't think formation needs changing, personally.
Who's Aga coming in for?
I don't know. I feel like he wants an excuse to take Skrtel out again. But I don't know. I think Skrtel's been probably the better
with the best. Yeah.
Maybe Sakho. because of the left side.
I don't see Skirtle and Agger, as I've said before on the show, as competing for the same place anymore. I think Agger's looking for Sakho's position. I think that would suit him. Do you know what I mean? Skirtle likes having pretty much nothing to do but just sweep up, go and throw a fucking last-ditch challenge in. He's good at that, like, do you know what I mean? Daniel Agger, a little bit more composure. He's in a position where he can walk out a little bit more and Skirtle cover him. So I like Agger for the Sakho position.
It's interesting, isn't it, Jack? Because I think we've had a lot of discussion on this, not just on the show, but just in general, talking to people, and people seem to think that if Agger played in the centre of the three, then he'd be able to step out with it. Whereas I don't think that's how that system's set up. As you say, I think he seems more likely to be. If you're playing one at the left or the right hand of the back three, you're essentially a fullback, aren't you?
Yeah, I think that's right. I agree with everything that's been said so far, really, apart from maybe about I want us to move towards going back to a back four. I think given the way that Rodgers handles his players, I think he'll use the weekend's game to bring Agger back in, and I think it's more likely the shape might change after the international break. I don't think he can do it all at once. I don't think it's in his style to make all those changes. To bring Agger in and change the shape, he's dropping two centre backs.
Well, we were talking last night, weren't we, about this concept of not throwing the baby out with the bathwater. We got beat by Arsenal away from home. Who were top of the table. It's not,
Champions elect.
Well, champions elect, and is that necessarily the justification for making wholesale changes? It doesn't seem it to me. But I asked a lot of people on Twitter this week what you thought, whether we should make changes to formation, personnel, or whatever. And a few people, I think, quite level-headed people, much like you've done there, Steve, said, I don't think we need to make massive changes. But on the other hand, the people going 4-4-2 and let's have Agger left back and Torre right back and all this and that, and it's like, what? We've been doing well. That's the first time we've really. We've lost 2 games this season, 2 Premier League games this season, and okay, Southampton. You'd like to think we can beat a team like Southampton, but Southampton are a good side, and we were shit that day.
They're going to do that to other people this season as well.
Exactly, and Arsenal are, as mentioned, the team to beat so far this season. So I don't think there's too much. There's no crisis there, is there? Although people would maybe have us believe as much. I don't know. Again, let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you think Liverpool should make sweeping changes? Are you adamant? I mean, as Jack mentions there, he wants to just go back to 4 at the back. Chris, I know you've expressed similar sentiments.
It's not. I don't think it's the game to do it. Exactly like Jack said there. I think Fulham. We can go on. We can beat them with 3 at the back.
Yeah, no. Like I say, I think it's working. People said about the clean sheets. We kept a load of clean sheets with 4 at the back, but we didn't score any goals. And it's not like we comprehensively kept clean sheets in those games. I don't know what we said on what show and what we haven't.
I think the other thing you got to remember is with 4 at the back, we had Sturridge up front.
Yeah.
We didn't have Suarez and Sturridge this season when we played 4 at the back. So is it fair to really judge that formation with not having your best player?
Maybe that's a good point. But equally, I think the same with 3 at the back. We've not seen our best players in this formation either, have we? And I think because we're playing in that, we're in a run of playing 3 at the back. Hopefully Glenn Johnson's fit. Let's get him on right wing back. If Enrique's back, if not, fine. Let's deal. Sissoko can carry on. He's average, but he's all right, isn't he? Let's get Coutinho in the 10 and let's see what we can do.
Give him a chance.
Yeah, I think the personnel we've certainly got. Rodgers has certainly got the opportunity to make changes if he wants to, with questions over Johnson, Enrique, Gerrard, and Coutinho.
Yeah, the big question is Gerrard, isn't it? I mean, there was a rumour at the start of the week that he might be injured. I don't know how well that's going to go. That's going to pan out because it didn't seem to be a serious injury. But for you, even if Gerrard's fit, would you play him at the weekend?
Well, I think he will play, but personally, I don't know. It could be a blessing in disguise if he misses out a game or 2.
Yeah,
he's not been the Gerrard of old, has he? He hasn't scored from open play since early last season.
Ever. Yeah, it's gone.
Since the noughties.
Yeah, seems to bring back in. No, I don't know. I think like Lucas probably the 2. Coutinho ahead, probably
could be an opportunity to get Alan back in.
I'd love to see Alan. I said last night on whichever show it was, I think we've lost the battle in the midfield every single game this season, and we need to have someone to put our foot on the ball and just take control. And Joe Allen.
There's no one really carrying either though in there, is there? Lucas and Gerrard like everything in front of them, so they can tackle it and they both switch off when someone goes in behind, don't they?
Yeah.
So if you've got Alan who's a bit more on the ball in terms of moving and watching players' movement, then hopefully.
I felt a little bit like Alan has suffered like a handful of our players have in recent times from almost getting worse in his absence. And I think the last few weeks there's maybe been an appetite to get him back, really. Maybe we've seen the midfield not quite dominating games like we'd like to see them doing.
It seems counterintuitive because to think that Joe Allen would someone who is 6 inches tall that would help us dominate in midfield. But I think what you were saying there, Steve, it's about the pressing. What I've seen a lot more from Lucas this season is pressing all over the park, and we look a lot better for it. Steven Gerrard doesn't do that. Joe Allen does. Joe Allen's a terrier, and that's what he was famed at for Swansea. I've harped on about it time and time again. On the Tompkins Times most recent book, there's an article from a Swansea fan going back to the season when we signed Allen and saying that's what he saw him as, was a midfield dynamo, almost just putting loads of pressure on the ball, recycling possession, getting things moving, spraying balls about. We haven't seen Joe Allen do that. We haven't seen him play in his best position.
No.
Since he's joined the club. He started off, got booted straight back to defensive midfielder, and then was dead in everybody's eyes after November when his form dropped when he got injured. So could be a very good. I don't know when else you're going to get him back in. If not, not now, or unless a specific.
It's going to be a
Gerrard injury.
Bomb of a signing, and he's going to go in January or next season if he doesn't start getting games.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. And he was your tip for the season.
No. Come on, Joe. Get back on the side and do me proud.
It's early,
yeah. Let me.
It is early days though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're only just over a quarter of the way through the campaign. Plenty of football left to be played. The Steven Gerrard one's an interesting one for me though, because he's not been at the races for a couple of weeks. He definitely needs a rest. We've got an international break coming up. I think if he's injured, or if he's got a slight injury, let's play it up. He doesn't need to play. We're playing Chile and someone else. Germany. Yeah.
I had no fucking clue.
Yeah, I thought it was Hungary yesterday, so I'm glad we've had to read it. But you know, in an ideal world, Steven Gerrard could have 2 weeks rest there if he's injured, and that will mean him missing this game. But will he want to? Will Rodgers? Someone asked the question. I think it was Matt Ladson from the Anfield. You know, and I think Mark Simpson asked me as well. Does Rodgers have the balls to drop Gerrard if he's fit? Does he have it in him to be able to turn around to Steven Gerrard?
Big decision for a young manager like it.
Exactly.
The Germany game as well, that's a game he'd want to play in, I think, against arguably the best international side in the world.
Gives a shit what he wants though.
He's a fucking Liverpool player. I know, yeah. This is the problem with international football through and through. If you're a big international football fan, what's wrong with you?
Are you going to say something like you're a fan?
No, what is wrong with you? It's club football, what's the point? Wait till the World Cup, till you beat fucking international football. Wait till there's no club football, and then by all means support international football to your heart's content. Yeah, look, Gerrard's the big one at the minute. I don't know.
Drop him.
Is that? Would everyone here drop? Well, I'm not saying drop. Dave's giving me the nod. Ollie, would you give me nod? No, you can say yes if you want. Yeah.
I think if you're going to drop him, you can't drop him. Yeah. You've got to drop him for more. You can't just say one game and it didn't quite work out with Allen or something. You can't just you've got to give someone time to better position and avenue. You know, you can't just. If you're going to drop him, then you've got to be prepared to drop him for a few games.
Well, are you dropping him against
Derby, isn't it?
Exactly. So I don't. So that's why I don't think. I don't think he will be.
That's
dropped.
a good point. That
maybe that run of 3 or 4 games afterwards, before the tough Christmas schedule comes in, to get him fit for that run of 3 or 4 games.
I just, you know what? If he's not playing well, the problem is it depends. Because again, going back to the scorecard, fucking stats, Steven Gerrard's the 3rd best midfielder in the Premier League on their ratings. I don't know what that. I don't fully understand the ins and outs, and I will check that out. If someone from Scorker's watching, do us a favour, email me, let me know. But boss website, like,
stats are totally wrong.
No. But
he's not been the fucking 3rd best midfielder in the league.
Yeah, but I don't know what I don't know what that's based on. But is Brendan Rodgers seeing something that we're not? You know, he knows football a lot better than we do. You know what I mean? Is it just that he's being guilty by associations to the Steven Gerrard of old? You know, is that the problem?
I think early on in the season I thought he was having a good start, to be honest. But the last 2 or 3 games I thought he's really been poor. Like, he's wasted possession, he's not been at the races. Against Arsenal he was a deer in headlights. And there's definitely a reason to drop him, and look, if it's a meritocracy, then let's get it going.
Yeah,
he's only missed 5 minutes of football, hasn't he, in the league this season, I think.
Yeah, he got taken off.
And I think
4-1 against West Brom, was it?
We need to start maybe giving him 60 minutes in some games, half an hour in the game
Well,
afterwards.
let's just talk about the derby. You know what? Fuck it. Let's rest him. Let's not drop him. Let's rest him. Let's get Joe Allen in for the game, and then I think you can say, okay, you've got because I don't want him. If you've got the derby looming, I want to win that game. It sounds ridiculous, but I want to win that, and I want to win it well.
Yeah.
That's a massive challenge for us this season. More so than it's been because they haven't got Moyes anymore. So, like, you know, you want Steven Gerrard firing on all cylinders, and I'd like to see him dropped and say, "You're on the bench for the derby, mate. How are you going to deal with that? Let's bring it on at half time. Let's bring it on with half an hour to go."
A red card within 5 minutes.
Yeah, but you know, I want Steven Gerrard fired up again, and we've not seen that. We normally does it for big games, and Arsenal to me was a worry that he didn't seem to have it in his tank to take it up a notch. But again, it's a massive one. Look,
You'd think he'd want to sit there and go, look, these are the young pretenders and the fucking Don in this midfield, and he just got obliterated.
Well, I said we needed someone to be a physical presence in that midfield, and he's the closest thing to it. He should have been the maestro in that game, and he wasn't. And I understand why. Arsenal are a very good team with some very good players too. But look, we're not Steven Gerrard bashing by any stretch. There's a lot of people I've seen in comments who are like, fucking bomb him out, retire, get him to retire. He's shit. He's not shit. He's fucking world class. Even though he's not the world class of 2008, 2009, 2005, of course not. You know what I mean? He's an elder statesman of football these days. But you know, no, we're not going to be a better squad for not having Steven Gerrard around. Let's be perfectly clear on that. I want to see Steven Gerrard. We've said this before. I'd rather Gerrard play 25 games a season at 100% than play 40 games at 60%. You know what I mean? So that's that.
On the note of midfield authority, I did read this morning that Momo Sissoko's a free agent at the moment.
No, Donny can't see. He couldn't see when we left him. He's not going to be. It's not going to be any better now. Just I remember that bit. It was against United, wasn't it? And he did that piece of control when he controlled it 40 yards straight up in the air.
Best keeper.
Never seen that done before, ever. Yeah, right. Well, Fulham obviously going into this. They've lost the last 3. They lost to Southampton 2-0. They got knocked out of the Capital One Cup by Leicester. They've not got Matt here to gloat about that. He'd have been very happy about that. And obviously just lost to United at the weekend as well. Although people said it was a really good United performance. I thought Fulham could have took some.
I thought they turned off Man United. Typical fucking Moyes, like they just switched off when they were 3-0 up. Man City, complete opposite. They steamrolled Norwich, didn't they? And they just carried on. And Man United just turned off. Like.
Yeah, there's always the danger of switching off a little bit too much, isn't there? Like we discussed about our start of the season.
Yeah, could be. Okay, let's have some score predictions then, please. Steve, we'll start with you.
We always concede, don't we?
We do always concede.
3-1.
Okay.
We'll go for a clean sheet, 3-0.
Excellent.
4-0. You're 5-0. Thank you very much.
I was going to change.
No, you said 5-0. You said 5-0.
I was suffering from the effects of hypothermia last night. I don't know what I said.
No. Paul says 5-0. Okay, that's it. Game over.
5-0.
There we go.
5-0 it is. Okay, we're going to have some music, some RMTV music from an excellent band. If you like Incubus and you like the sort of morning view era, and how could you not, because it was amazing. It's a great band we've got now called The Fevers, which we'll show you in a sec, but if you want to know the trivia answer, come back after that and we'll give you the trivia answer. So yeah, so without further ado, The Fevers.
Hey, we're The Fevers and it's our new single, Heavy.
Take your shoes off and just let yourself around. Drinking shy. Leave your garden overgrown. Heavy it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. Heavy it goes, it goes, it goes. Oh, heavy it goes, it goes. Goes, goes, goes. Heavy it goes, it goes. Oh, heavy it goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. Heavy it goes, it goes, it goes. Oh, heavy it goes, it goes, it goes, goes, goes. Heavy it goes, it goes. Oh,
Awesome.
Fantastic. Thanks very much to the lads for coming on the show. We've got another filming day coming up for bands. We'll have another one probably in the new year as well. If you want to feature on Redmen TV, you think if you're good and if you're shit, then practice a bit and then get in touch. But email production at theredmentv.com and get in touch with Philip, who's looking after that side of the show. Anyway, trivia answer. It's what you've all hung around for, isn't it? Everyone's waiting for a bit of trivia. The question asked at the top of the show: how many former Liverpool players have managed Fulham? And the answer is...
Stay have a guess first.
Have a guess.
I'm not going to guess.
Just have a guess.
3.
Oh!
So close.
Incorrect. 4 former Liverpool players have managed Fulham. Allow me to elaborate on that though. The first one was Bobby Campbell, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Ops.
25 games for Liverpool between 1958 and 1961. Managed Fulham from 76 to 1980. So I suspect Fulham fans will have a better idea of who he is than we do.
I remember him well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Legend.
The legend that is Bobby Campbell. Robert to his friends. Kevin Keegan.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Brought them up, didn't he? Totally forgot all about that one.
Kevin Keegan, 323 appearances for Liverpool, managed Fulham from 98 to 99. There you go. And 3, Karl-Heinz Riedler was joint manager with Roy Evans.
Who fucking knew? Why did Roy Evans get into another fucking partnership management?
Yeah,
I think it started in March, I think, in that season, and I think they were out before the end of the season. I think they brought in Tigana.
Bullshit. Steve Cole's bullshit. Did you say that was before Tigana took over?
Yeah, it was,
yeah. Yeah, there you go. It's a little bit.
But it's genuine, like.
Yeah, it's genuinely true. He definitely, given the shoddy treatment he had with Julia, I was saying Evans definitely would have tried to be the dominant one there. Big gag, ball gag for Riedler and all that, like, you know.
I signed you, sort of thing.
Yes, I signed you. Ride him into training. You know, gives him a smaller chair in the office. You know, that kind of thing. Anyway,
I do fucking that small chair in the office thing.
Anyway, thank you very much for watching the show this week. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do like it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it on Facebook and on Twitter as well. Tell your mates, and leave any thoughts you have in the comments section underneath. We're going to move on now on the subscribe show.
Check out the new
show.
Yeah,
this Best Bets is back.
It's back, baby.
It's back. If you want to win a bit of money, we've got the full 14 now. If you basically want to retire on a Chrissy bet, check out the Best Bet show this week. Check out the Reds News Roundup show as well, which is going to be online tonight, which will be Thursday night, and the Friday football show as well. Both free for the month, as well as the Final Word show we record. Every show, the full 200 plus hour archive, free for the month on the redmentv.com. Check it out. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Gents, thank you very much, and good night.